Spending more than you earn. The single fastest road to poverty is simple math. If more money goes out than comes in, you're on borrowed time. It sounds obvious, yet it's one of the most widespread financial mistakes today. The rise of credit cards, buy now pay later apps, and easy financing has made it possible to live well beyond your actual means without feeling the consequences right away. This is what economists call lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, so you upgrade your car. You get a bonus, so you book a bigger vacation. Suddenly, instead of being more comfortable, you're stuck in the same paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, just with shinier toys. Real-world example. In the US, surveys show that nearly 60% of Americans earning six figures still live paycheck to paycheck. How is that possible? Because their spending has outpaced their income, and once debt piles up, it snowballs. Interest charges eat future earnings, and suddenly, even a high salary feels like it's not enough. If you want to get poor quickly, ignore your budget, live for today, and let tomorrow deal with the bill. Chasing get-rich-quick schemes. Ironically, the quickest way to get poor is to chase the quickest way to get rich. Lotteries, gambling, penny stocks, shady investment opportunities, they all play on the same weakness: impatience. People don't want to hear about slow, steady wealth built over years. They want the jackpot, the all-in bet that changes everything. But here's the math. The average American spends around $1,000 a year on lottery tickets, and the odds of winning are about 1 in 292 million. Statistically, you're more likely to be struck by lightning twice than to hit a Powerball jackpot. Yet people keep buying because the dream is addictive. And then there are bubbles, like the dot-com crash in the early 2000s or certain crypto schemes more recently, where millions of people lost everything chasing hype instead of fundamentals. History repeats itself because greed and impatience never go out of style. If you want to lose money fast, just keep chasing shortcuts. Ignoring debt, or loving it too much. Debt itself isn't evil. Mortgages can build wealth, business loans can fund opportunity, and even credit can provide flexibility. But when debt is misused or ignored, it becomes a financial black hole. Credit card debt is the worst offender. Interest rates often climb above 20%, meaning a $1,000 debt can double in just a few years if you only make minimum payments. Payday loans are even worse, with effective annual interest rates sometimes topping 300%. Some people even romanticize debt, treating it like a badge of adulthood. Everyone has a car loan, everyone has a credit card balance. But in reality, debt is money you don't own, borrowed from your future self with a fee attached. The tragic part? Debt creates a cycle. You borrow to pay off other loans, refinance endlessly, and eventually spend more money servicing debt than building your future. It's like digging a hole and hoping you'll reach the surface on the other side. If you want to guarantee poverty, let interest rates work against you instead of for you. Living for appearances. One of the most destructive ways to go broke is trying to look rich instead of actually becoming rich. This mindset drives people to buy cars they can't afford, clothes they don't need, and gadgets they replace every year just to keep up with social media trends. It's not about value, it's about validation. Take celebrities who've gone bankrupt. MC Hammer famously blew through $70 million in just 5 years by maintaining an entourage and lifestyle designed to impress. He isn't alone. Actors, athletes, and musicians often end up broke because they confuse fame and status with financial security. And it's not just celebrities. Regular people do this too, financing luxury SUVs while living in apartments, or upgrading phones every year while carrying credit card debt. The result is the same: financial instability. Ignoring education and skills. Money follows value, and value comes from skills. If you stop learning, stop adapting, and stop upgrading your abilities, you trap yourself in stagnant jobs with stagnant pay. In today's world, skills get outdated fast. The jobs that pay well in 2025 didn't exist 20 years ago. Data science, AI, cybersecurity, these fields reward people who keep learning. But if you refuse to adapt, you slowly fall behind while costs of living keep climbing. There's also financial education. Surveys show that only about 1 in 3 adults worldwide can answer basic financial literacy questions. That lack of knowledge makes people vulnerable to scams, poor investment decisions, and debt traps. If you want to get poor, stay comfortable, stop learning, assume what you know now is enough to last forever. Believing someone else will save you. This mindset is deadly, waiting for a miracle. Some people think the government will always take care of them. Others believe family money or inheritance will eventually bail them out. Some pin all their hopes on winning the lottery or marrying rich. But here's the truth. No one is as invested in your financial future as you. And even if help does come, relying on it means giving up control. If it doesn't come, you're left stranded. A shocking statistic. 2/3 of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money. Why? Because they've outsourced responsibility. They assume something or someone will save them. But real financial freedom only happens when you take responsibility yourself. If you want to stay broke forever, keep waiting for a rescue. Falling for lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep is the sneakiest wealth killer. It feels like progress, but it's actually a trap. Here's how it works. You earn $40,000 a year and live modestly. Then you start earning $70,000. Instead of saving the difference, you move into a bigger apartment, buy a nicer car, eat out more often. Suddenly, you feel just as broke as before, only with higher bills. This is why so many high-income professionals, doctors, lawyers, executives, still feel financially stressed. The more they earn, the more they spend. If you want to guarantee poverty, never let your lifestyle lag behind your income. Spend every raise, upgrade every year, keep chasing more, neglecting your health. At first, this one doesn't sound financial, but health and money are deeply connected. Poor health leads to higher medical bills, missed work, lower productivity, and limited opportunities. In the US, medical debt is the #1 cause of bankruptcy, affecting millions of families every year. And it's not just about big medical emergencies. Every day, neglect adds up. Smoking, drinking excessively, eating poorly, and ignoring exercise. All of these lead to long-term costs. Even mental health struggles, if ignored, can push people into poor financial choices like overspending, quitting jobs impulsively, or missing work. In short, neglecting your body is one of the fastest ways to drain your wallet, refusing to invest. Saving alone won't save you. If your money sits in a bank account earning almost no interest, inflation slowly erodes its value. Right now, inflation averages around 2 to 4% annually in most countries. That means your savings lose buying power every year if they're not invested. Over 20 years, that difference is massive. The people who stay poor long-term are often those too afraid or too uninformed to invest. They stick to cash, avoiding stocks, real estate, or businesses, thinking they're playing it safe. But in reality, they're guaranteeing loss. It's ironic. The fear of losing money is exactly what causes people to lose money slowly. Not thinking long-term. Finally, the ultimate wealth killer. Short-term thinking, living for the weekend, spending every bonus, ignoring retirement because it feels too far away, believing you'll always have time later to save or invest. But here's the truth. Wealth isn't built in days or weeks. It's built in decades. And the sooner you start, the easier it gets. Compound interest is called the eighth wonder of the world for a reason. $1 invested at 20 can be worth more than 10 invested at 40. If you only ever think short-term, you'll enjoy short-term pleasures and suffer long-term struggles.